raise your hand. So anyway, I went on my little adventure. I got a call from a friend reminding me about a bill. So I went and I said, "Hey, I'm going to go pay that. You know, I got to go and do this and that." So I started off where I went and I did everything, but I forgot. Yeah, I even did that. I got a new replacement, and then I went, and before that, I decided I paid my bill. But then I also went. I got some nummies at yeah, they're so convenient. I'm sorry, but then I also went to Java Junkie. Anyway, I just needed something because I was low in sugar and my body was reacting not too happy. So I went over there and I got my order, and then I went and looped around and paid my bill. And then I went and got my hair cut. Real nice. Thank you, Anne. Thank you so much. I really appreciate this beautiful woman. I said, I need to know when you're in my area if I need a good schnippers. And it's, for 20 bucks. This is like, trust me, whew, nice. Oh my, I feel like a princess again. So yeah, look at that. So anyway, what happened after that, I went to go and get to Java Junkies, and my thing, I had to switch banks and put more in one account, and I went to do that, and my eyelashes, I had to take them off, get that. But before I realized that, I just told them, look, I'm going to go to the machine and just get the money. So I went to go there and do that. Two guys are in front of me. They're about 75, one's 80, and the other and the one guy, when I was at the machine, was looking in the bank and trying to open it. And I'm like, oh fuck, this guy's acting a little cuckoo for cocoa nuts. I just said I don't feel safe. I went and took my thing out, waited in the car for Dingleberry 1 and 2 to figure out when their assholes were, when they quit arguing where they were going to take their money, which place, if it was a chicken ranch or Sherry's ranch. And they were arguing back and forth. The one guy said, well, I don't think so. And then he said, this is how much we got to get. And then I'm like, oh, this is too much. I'm going to go in my car. I waited for the fucker to leave. And finally, someone else went in front, and he must have said something to him, because one guy got into his car and waited in there for him. And then the other guy finished up what he was doing. And as he was leaving, I got my money. Finally, oh my God, two guys to just go to the ATM and figure out which place they were going, how much money they were going to need. Wow, you negotiated already. Yay for you. And he's telling, I'm hearing, Jesus Christ. Oh, and then the one guy, it's like when they come, anyone who goes out of my peripheral vision, like right over here where they shouldn't be, they should be like over here where I got the eyeball peeled. But no fucker goes, no, I'm gone. I'm going to wait for your fucker to get your ass together because, man, I look too good, man. So, yeah, I left. Finally got my hair cut. I was so happy. Uh, I got to get my hair dyed, and my appointment is February 14th. I'm not a big one on Valentine's Day. And by the way, any cheap, let me be honest, I'm going to give you a health report more or less. If you like Godiva chocolate, don't buy it here. American Godiva chocolate, any Godiva chocolate you buy in the United States has been produced here, by the way. Yeah, I have this whole chocolate thing. It'll make you want to cry. Don't buy any Hershey's, man. Yeah, there's more lead in a lot of chocolate. If you don't buy the right kind, you can literally have a lot of lead in you. Okay? I mean, a lot. Oh, yeah. You gotta watch the chocolate because even if it says organic, you gotta, yeah, and there's certain chocolates. So if you know of me and are on my Facebook and I put that thing on chocolate, oh, you gotta watch. It's a must watch. Okay, so after I finally got my money, went back to Java Junkie, got my shit, and went over to home, and I'm sitting there, of course, I got some new stuff so I can redo, because you see these up here, they got like, yeah, see how nicely it's put in there. I got to take that stuff out. I got to take that stuff out because it just filled to the rim with crap that don't belong in there. I don't, my fizzies are mine and they are here because they have to be. I don't want them to disappear ease. Yeah. So I got to redo that. Hi, S chocolate. Ew. Yeah. My dreams are shattered. Mars candy bar, all those candy bars. Oh shit, man, you might as well get a fucking metal detector. And I'm not joking. We're talking some serious. You're over the age of 60. You don't want to be fucking eating chocolate unless you know that they don't have any lead in it. Literally. And I ate a lot of those chocolates, especially pregnant women. They get the chocolate craving. I did, but they didn't. It was mainly in the mid 90s it got real bad. So yeah. As for shoot, I wish I could just, well, if anything, I can put that in a description, like a small video, and say, hey, the chocolate to avoid, watch this fucking video. It's a must. And I really try to put stuff out there. We are, all of us here on this planet, because of the stupidity of human beings and corporations, we are D3 deficient. A doctor on here who is a real medical doctor, he's in his 60s and he is very coherent and physically fit. And I can tell you that he looks 40. I thought he was in his 40s. He says that we should be getting like four, what was it? Yeah. Is it 4,000 BTUs, not 600? Yeah. It does a lot of bad for the body. It causes where people come emotional, all kinds of stuff. So I started taking D3, but you got to take it. It's just like my hair curlers. And when you take D3, you can order these on Amazon. They're called Zip Fizz. And you can also buy them at, what was it that, at club stores. Um, you know, um, warehouse club stores. And that's how I found out about Zip Fizz there. They were actually cheaper at the club stores than online. So anyway, it costs about, sometimes they're on sale. I got this one, I think it was $15. And you take this with your D3, which is our B1. Oh, come on in, Devin, I'm live. Oh, okay. And you got B1 and you got D3. D3 is hard to take without, hi, turd bag. Yeah, you're on my turd list. You're a bad boy. Yeah, you are. Bobby, you're bad. So this is really good to take with that when you drink and you take your vitamins. It just, you know, works well. You want to take your D3. And also he had said you could go on this website, which I should share. It's really good to find out how deficit you are, because it's not going to may take literally a certain amount where it's over 1,000, you know, BTUs is a lot, you know, so yeah. So yeah, I've been bummed about the chocolate because now there's nothing. The FDA is very greedy. I don't know what the FDA is doing on their vacation wise when it comes to our food. You know, we had talc powder right in our stuff with asbestos. Woo! Isn't that fun, you know? I had a friend's mom who passed away of that when I was in middle school. We were both the same age, and I'm like, damn, it just was a sad deal. And that's FDA, you know, giving everyone else the finger. Must be taking bribes in the, you know, out somewhere. They had down the street from my ex mother-in-law's house. They had a house that they had gutted. The company that had the asbestos that was covering, they would cover up the all the pipes and everything, and they had their family members, including their son or daughters. One of their kids had cancer, and it was through that they had to they just sold the home afterwards. They couldn't deal with that. Yeah, so let's have a puff, and you know, like I always say, I got I smoked a little bit too much, and I said, no, I can't drive my vehicle. I better go walk. It's only a 5-minute walk, you know. You walk behind the haunted house, you know. Ooh, there are people out there probably. I'm thinking maybe they're ghost hunters or something. I'm thinking, well, I better keep on walking, man. I'm not looking that good. Oh, who am I joking? Oh God. Yeah, and I also, I wanted to show you guys, well, even if you're a guy, you can use this. It keeps you from getting, like when you take pictures and stuff, is awesome. I stopped over at, yeah, there it is. I stopped over at the beauty supply place over here in Pahrump, and I'm usually very picky when you have what's called you know, they call it different things, but you got the loose powder, and some of the stuff has had really not good things in it, and it comes with a gazillion ingredients. And if you're worried about putting something over your face, that, oh, here, let me change my background. Okay. If you're worried about putting that, like, you know, because I'm not being paid or anything. I just like the fact that it's very natural. And I was kind of surprised how natural it was, you know. Oh, crud. I must have passed it up. Sorry, I'm looking. Oh, boy. Um. Oh, you know what? Let's look at the house. Do I have any other pictures of it? Oh, I thought I did. Oh, there we go. Okay, I usually do this. There we go. So, usually you have like, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's, you know, and you can get it at Sally Beauty Supply. It's actually have green tea, which will calm things down. I am sorry. Here. I got I got the laser. Look at laser. Laser. Woo! Look at. Ah! Dang, you little turd. Ah. I am sorry, guys. So, anyway, yeah, I'm playing late. Yeah, you little turd. So, yeah. Anyway, I also, where did I put that? Oh, dang, see what you did, you little dingling. This wasn't even that expensive, and it's really nice. It's real metal, or metal finishing. It's nice. And that's what I use for this. Now remember, guys and gals, if you use this and you're putting this on your face, you're going to have to at least wash it out once a month, because then when you sometimes use your makeup, you can like make your makeup go bad quicker because you have so much oil buildup into these brushes. I don't care how perfect a skin you have, you got to take care of yourself. And the best way is to clean your brushes once a month. So, yeah. So I do that, and I have been using this. This has been, and this is only $10. I mean, it's got a decent amount, and it's, with this stuff, it's not like it's, it goes a little bit, goes a long way. This is an amazing stuff. I remember CoverGirl used to have their matted, they called it matted pressed powder. And it was made out of talc and all kinds of stuff, and it smelled like Noxzema. I'm surprised I got skin left after being a teenager. I had such bad skin, I'd try to cover it up with this stuff. It made me break out, go into a rash. I couldn't wear no makeup. So I didn't want to be seen. I looked like I put my hair all in front of me. God dang, I had, a lot of breakouts. And it was like, God dang. So yeah, this is really nice. It feels almost like kind of cooling, not super, I'm not like, pouring it on my face, but it's nice, So I'm going to put it back away. There we go. My cat, he's addicted to this laser, and I lost it, and I found it recently. What I like about it, you can charge it right there at the end there. Oh boy. And I charge it once a week, and he's addicted. Because if he doesn't, he'll stand on here. Hi, some blues. How are you doing? Yeah, so so why the Some Blues News? Do you sing the blues? Some blues. And then we, so everyone, welcome. I have never seen this before, but when I had to get money out of the ATM today, I was greeted by two older guys who were arguing which cat house they were going to go to that's on the outskirts of Prump, which is they got the Chicken Ranch and they got Sherry's Ranch. They were arguing which place they were going to go. Well, before they did that, because they were kind of creeping me out when I was trying to do a transaction and had to think a couple minutes, and one guy went off to the side trying to open the door. I said, oh, I'm done. I'll wait until Tweedledee figures it out. So when I left, those two started arguing. I'm not arguing, going, well, I really like the Chicken Ranch, and one guy was saying, and the other guy was kind of like not saying much. The other guy was going, well, should we get a little more out? They weren't saying what they were getting out or how much, but he was kind of insinuating a little bit more, And then, Finally, I seen the one guy getting it. It had to have been time because it was like I did the transaction on my phone so I can go and do, get money out of the bank. And then I'm like, finally, I did, okay, I'm waiting and waiting. And suddenly they get their stuff and leave. Oh God, I was so thankful the guy that was ahead of me made them kind of hurry up because when I got there, whatever he had said to them, I don't know if he just said kind of hurry it up, old fuckers. They moved along and I was able to get, I couldn't believe it. I told the one lady, you wouldn't believe what it took to get this money. I had to wait between two guys trying to figure out how to work the ATM machine. And that's pretty much it. They were helping each other at the ATM. That's what you call two old fuckers working together. I was laughing my ass off. All right. Grandpa 1 and Grandpa 2. The other one wants to get a little more money on. The other one's kind of looking at him going, alrighty now, your pacemaker's just a little bit, are you sure you're ready for this? Only in Frump. Only at the time when I have to go and get some money, I gotta hear Grandpa 1 and 2, trying to figure out how to work the machine because they didn't want to pay a $150 fee for what they wanted to do. And they said, no, we're gonna go, we'll be right back. And then they figured since they were at one place, they'd go try the other place and see if they can get a better deal. That's what they do. We know that. We actually get a call. Hey, we're letting you know these guys came in. This is how much was, they'll let them know if they were looky-loos or whatever, or they're just pricey loos. But they will know that they were the second place. Trust me. I used to bartend there, so I should know. Yes, I bartend over at Sherry's Ranch. The girl that used to live in the house that is haunted, I worked with her. She was nuttier than a Christmas fruitcake. I really tried to be nice, but there was days I was like, "Girl, you need to get off your wagon of your importancies and realize that being a florist, you're not going to be a gazillionaire. And when you miss a month's worth of classes, you might have failed." Yeah. When I was working as a bartender, I had to deal with someone who was entitled, and it was very hard to deal with that. But yeah. And she lived right near me. Whoa. So I hope you're having a wonderful day. It looks like, some blues is having. It's good to see you, some blues, and S. Vladik. Vladik. Well, hello, Vladik. I hope you're having a wonderful day too. So yeah, I had to walk to get my I call them white girl joints. They're not blunts. I ordered them and they're in the mail, as they say. Woo. So yeah, I bought my son a thing to go on his bike that will, if someone touches it, it'll give a warning out like, don't touch me or I will emit a sound. And it's pretty neat. I'm trying to keep where my cat's addicted to this. Please be understanding that we're not talking about patty cake on here. We don't use the word. the three-letter word with the S and an X, you know. We say patty cake. Even though it's adult and all that stuff, it's still, I'm trying to be somewhat classy. I use the word fuck all the time. So, don't say it in that stance of doing it. The action is like, oh, fuck. It's like one day you're, doing your job and you find out you're in that oh, fuck thing that you got to tell management something bad's going on and you feel like you just go, ugh. That's what I said. I said that to a coworker. I just feel like, ugh. You say the naughty word and you move on. But yeah, there are some stuff I rather not have you start saying. This is not that kind of, the reason why I say that is this is not the kind of channel that I'm imploring with. I'm not talking about it. So if you want to talk about stuff like that, go elsewhere. I'd really appreciate it. I had Jesus groups come in here and tell me I need to repent and pray to Jesus. And my God doesn't kill women, babies, children, because they're enlightened more than the demiurge. I watch and I have been taught by my dad as a gnostic, but we lived in a small town called Holly. And we went to a regular church because back in my time, back in the 80s, you didn't, if you're a teenager and you weren't going to Bible school for something. So my dad put me in Bible school. I went to church with my dad to many different churches. And he would teach me the other thing. You know what you are? And he would say, a wonderful thing. You come from one thing. No, not that one. Your spark of light. This is your goddess. And your brother's a god. Oh, jeez. You mean idiot brother is a god? He too is a god. Yep. And he told me that. And I grew up meditating. And I didn't start going to church really until I think I didn't even have a depression problem. It wasn't until I love how when you watch other people and you hear about things, and I was brought up totally different. I lived in a small town. We knew better than to be stupid because they would think back in the 80s, you're a devil worshiper. You're not going to the Bible study? Oh, I'm going to have so much fun. Yeah, let's go to the Bible study. And I would, yes, yes, Omega. Why did God kill people? Well, they were bad sinners. What causes people to be sinners? You're born a sinner. That sounds stupid. Why would we be born sinners? Oh, I argued with one lady. So, when I was in California, my dad and a priest that was just starting out got in an argument about religion. So when I got there, I got kicked out because I repeated exactly. I knew what I was repeating. I knew what I was doing. I wasn't stupid. I was 8, and I got kicked out, and I ended up going to, for my summer was spent somewhere else. Yeah, it was funny. But Morg is really good. He is a lot of knowledge, and I think that's amazing. I wish I could just meet his brain because I don't want anyone think I'm running after somebody. I am just pouring in myself, and that means I always get caught. I start off with one more video and I'm like, oh God, this is so good. I'm thinking of just upping my membership on the morgue because he comes up with these new videos. I'm like, man, I just want to see it. Even it's a month, 30 days ahead. I don't care. I'm like, oh no, I think I'm looking for Pathfinder, you know. I'm being very honest because I love the information. I am like the young student looking at Morg as a spark that's a brother that I'm very happy to know he's out there doing so well. And I share here's Morgan, especially on Sunday. We are going to talk about religion. We're going to talk about what I was taught, what Morg teaches, because my family in gnostics would not look at premarital sex very well. But then, of course, I knew a lot of stuff about my dad, and he couldn't, like, he told me, "Oh, I'm not one to ask about premarital. I know, Dad." My dad knew, I knew, and I said, "You know what? I wish you didn't marry my mom, and then when you were just boyfriend and girlfriend, made a whole lot easier when you get divorced. You know, you just break up instead of when you're married. It's a little more different when you got kids." Let's enjoy, everyone. I am smoking some head cheese. You could get that over at the Source here in Pahrump, but Source is also in Henderson. They got it in North Las Vegas, and of course here in Pahrump. So go and enjoy that delicious blend of head cheese or whatever you like. They even have electronic cartridges and all kinds of great deals, especially if you're a first-time buyer. Well, I'm really happy that I have some really some good things that hold for review, and I appreciate people coming and chatting. From now on, there's a whole new sheriff out there. As I have had message already deleted. Please don't. We're not a, how can I say, we're not a that kind of chat, you know what I mean? You want to go to that, you might as well pay a little extra money and chat with a bot that gives you what you want. But like I was saying, I've been pouring into myself, so I watch Morgan. I'm like, okay, cool dude, cool bro. He's a spark too, and I got to share the spark information. And I'm proud, but I want to stand back. I know he got his thing, I got my thing. We're all, everyone. And yeah, and this week was the most unusual week. I got to work with someone I hardly get to see. And I'm like, wow, you're taking the change. Well, I need the weekend off type thing. And you're like, cool. So you get to work with somebody different. You get to hang out. So yeah, it's good. Yeah, I used to. I think it's wonderful when you go, how many of you have gone over to an ATM machine and two guys are going, "How do you use this fucker?" But before they do that, they're like circling around you and you're like getting the creepsters because the guy went up to there and goes, "Why isn't it open?" And I'm like, "Fuck, it's Saturday. Everyone needs their time off. Hello. You should have gotten here before too, and then it would have been. So yeah, I'm sitting there thinking, all right, Tweedledee and Tweedledum are trying to figure out what they're assholes for and, how to work the machine. I'm like, oh my God, someone need to hold his hand and it's not going to be me. I went back to my Jeep and I'm waiting there and I'm thinking, well, it is what it is. I noticed that some guy got there and I'm like, he'll get him to move. And he did. And they, Tweedledee and Tweedledum Dum were sitting there in the car for the longest time after the guy got his money and went. And then I went and I'm like, oh, you want to sit there and play me? I'm thinking they're almost like, they went and looked down at and turned around and left. Then I went and got my new thing and washed my Jeep up. It's nice to get all good and washed up. I got wait for some stuff to come in the mail so my son can finish up and do my oil change. So yeah. So I just want to say, yeah, it's great. You can come on here, but you will be, if you keep using foul language, what will happen is they will eventually suspend your time to come on here. This is why I like the new and improved AI that is watching on here. Yeah, because I haven't had anyone moderate on here for over a month. For about, I think, yeah, it was about a month. My moderators just come in, you know, when they can, and sometimes it not very often. So AI, thank you for being the moderator. So here we are with Java Junkie. Yeah, and then I just think it's really, it is like I said, what it is. It's, God, it's actually been really nice and quiet. We're supposed to get Pastor and his wife move next door. Boy, is that the slim. Seriously? Oh, my cat needs to get fixed. That's what I want. So anyway, yeah. I had an interesting day. Boy, oh boy, I never had that happen before. Two guys arguing about how to use the machine when they got in the machine, what they're going to use the money on. They pretty much might as well been, they should have just went before they left. Hey, we want to buy a couple jackets there. You know, one says the chicken ranch and the other guy likes the other one. Who knows? You know what? I have a feeling someone's not going to be happy. I don't know. But it was funny. It was two guys learning how to work a ATM machine, and you're just watching it unfold. Oh boy. Because I think one was driving, the other one wasn't. I'm glad the other one wasn't. Jesus Christ. Yeah, only at an ATM machine here in Pahrump. Because on the outskirts, they got the Chicken Ranch and Sherry's Ranch, and they were arguing which one they were going to go to. And I'm like, boy, I'm going to get in a big argument. I'll guarantee it's the driver that's going to win. Oh, and I've just been talking about chocolate. Most of the chocolate, including Trader Joe's, they are the biggest poopy pants on the face. You know why? They had, I think it was 10 times. I'm not sure. It was a lot. I'm talking if you're pregnant, old person, you don't want to be fucking around with your kidneys with that shit. That's how bad it is. Yeah. Oh, Godiva? Oh, I used to love the hell out of Godiva. Yeah, I wonder how much parts per million I ate. I was pregnant with my daughter at that time. I was craving chocolate. Yeah. That ruined my day. No, it just made me go, wow. Boy, I'm not gonna look at Halloween the same way. Yeah, the FDA's been sleeping a long time. That's how I look at it. Well, here, let me go and get the snake lady out. Maybe we can have a little laugh too. You know. I just want to look a little bit pretty since I got my hair cut. God dang, I go in here. You know, all there are is a bunch of horny old men around there, especially at the ATM on a Saturday, getting close to like dinner time. I forgot it's old fucker's day. Two old men. One was there behind me. The one guy went on the side. I said, "What you all?" "Fuck you. I'm going to go in my Jeep." Wait. As I noticed a guy go right behind them and get them moving because they were all arguing which place they wanted to go and fuck. So I go, "You guys gotta know if you want to be horn dogs and stuff. I understand. I used to work at Cherry's Ranch. Good people, cheap fuckers. You got to understand, there are people that have the idea of the 1970s and their prices. When they go to some of these places, they get sticker shock. This one guy was talking about how he bought for this and that. I didn't want to tell him that, boy, he's underreaching and he won't be buying. I know people who would buy. I was just like, yep, that person going to buy, that person going to buy, that couple going to buy. Yeah, you get couples. And they said, he's telling me being like a big swaggered old fucker he was. God dang people. You old men come into a place where you're going to get intimate with someone. You get intimate naked. And you smell like what did one woman tell me? "Oh honey, he was nothing. It was when we told them the price and the reason why part of the price was added a little higher." And I go, "Why was that?" "Oh, he just stink like he haven't taken a shower. Oh, he said he been bird bathing it for 2 months. We going to be washing for a while. He might even needed that soaking bath. We can do that, but man, he's stinking bad." Yeah. You go into a place to get intimate with somebody and you smell like an old, what was it, trash bag. You're not gonna, we understand you might not like taking a bath, but damn, yeah. Okay, so after Tweedledee and Tweedledum leave, the old fuckers are us, and then I'm sitting there and get my stuff and I leave. God dang. Oh, I washed my car. Yep, that's right. If I don't wash my car and keep it nice, my car give me an attitude. One time I was driving my friend Share thought it was so funny. My car wouldn't let me connect to it. It was like giving me the middle finger. Okay, okay, all right. His name, her name is Enigma. So Iggy gets a wash at least once a week. Unless it's raining, kitty cats and dogs, I'm washing, Iggy. I wash her up because it gives me an attitude more than you can believe. And people think I'm joking. I go, "Yeah, you piss off Iggy. You know when she's pissed off, you won't get, well, let me try to connect to your thing." And one day, he got pissed off because she had left a shitload of junk in the back. So I decided, I took everything out. It was like 2 days later. You think I'm going to be looking him back all the time? What do you think? I got like waiting for a rapist guy or something to look him back? So I finally find after it smelled kind of funny and I took everything out and then, it was like, well, it's one of those things. She couldn't connect to Enigma. It was absolutely hilarious. And then I told her she can't leave junk in the back with, my vehicle. Hey, wouldn't you get mad if someone left garbage in the back of your vehicle and you could just walk up and you're walking by the the trash can, you just throw it in? Ah, oh, I didn't mind that, and I told you I worked I worked over at Sherry's Ranch as a bartender. Yeah, I worked Sherry's Ranch as a bartender. Um, I looked a lot different than what I do now. And when I started losing weight, I had, and it was starting to become a problem because I would forcefully say, I am a bartender. I am not one of the working girls. I will not go on the other side, is what we mean. I will not become, you know, in any of their parties type thing. And we would have, and it became, and it did start becoming a problem. And I'm like, you know, where people would actually go, oh, I know she's not on the menu, but I was just wondering. Yeah. And you're like, no. So, finally my cat, he's just rolling around here. Yeah, I got my hair cut and I'm like very happy with it. And I'm happy with the choice of what I did. I got really upset. I got tired of praying to um Zacchaeus. It was just like, you know, when you, it's like praying to a fart. It just doesn't do nothing, you know. Let me just pray to the Ken doll and see what he can do too, you know. So I pray to the one main spark. We come from a spark, the main spark, not sackless, not the deluge, not the dingleberry from hell. No. And that's what I was taught. So when I started praying to the pretend God, my life got kind of crappy and I became a depressed piece of work. And I'm like, this is, I grew up relatively happy. What happened? Oh. So when you pray to the wrong person, wrong God, or, you know, I mean, when you pray to sackless, sometimes crap happens. And sometimes it happens even whatsoever. It is what it is, you know. Sometimes you hope that that pretend friend that they're, you know, the spin of feelings, whatever, it is what it is. Yeah. Yeah, I like the Chicken Ranch. It's a nice place. It really is. They did a lot of upgrades. They're not, they don't, the difference between the Chicken Ranch and Sherry's Ranch has investors in plural. And the Chicken Ranch is owned by, I believe, at the time that I went, you know, with a group of people to show them around, they said there was just one, you know, a couple that owns the place. But I could be wrong. I, you know, that's at that time, like I said, you know, it was a while back. But I do like the Chicken Ranch. They are way nice. I actually wrote a review for them because I thought, fuck, they really put the money in because after coming from Sherry's Ranch, let's just be honest. Um, it's just when you have your septics back up into the restroom that a person uses, that guests use, that's nasty. I'm just putting it out there. You know, it's just, I don't know what the circumstances was, but they had it happen like twice. Yeah. But it's a nice place. I've stayed in the Egyptian room. You get a free room for your birthday. I stayed in 2 different rooms and I didn't use it the first year. I was there like 3 years. Yeah. But yeah, I got a problem. And that was it, you know. I did weed. I worked in the weed industry, and no matter how many hours I put, I only got paid $150 a week. and I get paid every 2 weeks, and they never paid me my worth. I finally said to them, fuck, you know, they fucked with my money so much, I just didn't want to go back. I was trying to keep a manager on the right and narrow. I said, hey, you know, right now I'm taking care of business at home, but dude, you got to quit fishing in other people's ponds if you get my drift. So here is, oh, well, oh, yeah, I got it packed. Okay. Thank you for the thumbs up. Thank you for checking this out. Yeah, um, we'll be talking Sunday about things, you know. But yeah, I do not wish, you know, anyone, how can I say this? I don't wish ill on anyone, even though if they hurt me. There's nothing I can do. It's like they say, they know not. Sometimes they're just a lower vibration. It's not that they're stupid. That's all they know. Maybe, you know, they get your confidence and they feel loyal to somebody else, then they deal with their, I guess, picking of friends. You know, it's not my deal. I won't see you the same ever again, and I will never get close. I will never probably be telling you anything intimate in my life ever again. So, here we go. I'm just so tired of being disappointed sometimes. You have high hopes for people, and then it's like dashed with low sarcasm. But I couldn't, you know, right now, I wouldn't want to work in a place like that. I'd be like, no. It would also be too tempting to actually work as a girl. Go, hey, maybe I can make it. No, I'm joking. I'm joking. It's hard work, and they earn every penny of it. That felt good. So, let's make another joint. So, my ears get itchy when I smoke weed. It's weird. So, oh crud. So where are you from? You've been here for a bit. We're almost done here. It's nice to have someone here. I'll stay on a little longer. Keeps me from working. But yeah, it's real windy out. I figured that'd go in my favor. I'd just go wash my car and just air dry. I'm smoking some head cheese. Head cheese. Sorry, my nose is itching. Someone's talking about me. Yeah, I just couldn't believe it, you know. These two guys arguing. It was funny though. I didn't think about the one guy acted kind of tipsy, and I thought, yeah, I'll let the assholes figure their ass out. Two people, two old men, and an ATM trying to figure out the money they need. I thought it was funny. I'm like, dudes, what you're saying, I really don't care to hear. I think I'll go back to my Jeep and listen to my music. Listen to Snoop Dogg and go, yep. Na. Yeah. So, yeah, you know, it's good Lord. It was better listening to that than two old turds trying to figure out which place they wanted to go to. Sorry. You know, I wanted to say, you maybe need to get a little bit more out, but I kept my mouth shut and just walked to my Jeep. It's none of my damn business. That's how I felt. But I still think it's funny. If you're going to be that open, you know, bring your drunk brother or, you know, because it almost made me think it was two brothers. It wasn't, yeah. There we go. So I'm really excited about this, the finishing of my room, getting everything done, because I got some other stuff, so I'm like, yeah. Hello. Oh, yeah. I went and, what was it, ordered pizza, and they actually delivered there, or did oh yeah, I brought pizza there because I wanted to have lunch, and I took some pictures. I have a review that's on line for them. Yeah, they're good people, really. I think when I went there, it was just a husband and wife that owned the place, and they're really nice. That's what I heard they were. So hey, I'm cool, you know. And those old guys just cracked me up so much. I thought that girl's she's gonna have a long night. Well, not really. The one guy, I think that he's already tipsy, and a lot of times they wait for someone to sober up because if, you know, that's why you pay cash. So, yeah, if you pay cash, it's different. Never mind. Cash is different. When you pay with, like, a card and you use it at the machine, you can get your money back if you lie or not honest. Say, I didn't know what I was doing. I was super drunk. That's what I got to do. I'll freak people out. I'll start wearing that, you know, out of work, you know, like the chicken ranch, and have people talk for fun, for and giggles. Hey, Carrie, do you go over to Java Junkie? At Java Junkie, if you get their sticker, it's only you get 10% off. Oh, I've seen that before. Yep. The chicken ranch was probably a comparable what all places like that were. And the girls would be overworked, underpaid in a lot of ways. It was just, in a sense, sad. But now, I'm going to be honest, if you go in that kind of business, you got to know there's a certain amount of time you're going to have to hang that stuff up and move on and learn how to work your money and have your money work for you. And that's what the main thing is, figuring it out while you're making the money, not before, I mean, not after, but before, is a good idea. It's changed to a lot more positive. These girls make some, they literally whatever money they make, the house keeps half and they get half. Their meals are included. They have to pay also on top of, paying half of what they make, you know, they also have to pay, rent. And if they have, I don't know what the rent and what everything includes and all that stuff, you would have to ask them if they could say, you know what I mean? I just don't know the thing of the business. Yeah. It's changed to a lot more positive. Yeah, I seen that because a customer told me to look it up. I was, a lot of the girls were upset because they felt, it was just upsetting to them. So anyway, what happened in the video was, I'm just going to say, it just wasn't very positive. I don't know if it. Oh, yeah, I seen the video. It's the chicken ranch video. It's good kind of change. You gotta. This is what businesses should always remember. If you have one next door to you and they haven't done any upgrades in the past 10 years to any other rooms, but they build 3 other new rooms to make up for the money because they have rooms that need assistance quickly because things are like they look used is what I was told. I went into the least used room, which was the King Tut room, the Egyptian room, and there was missing its floorboard thing, and you get stuck with your foot, so you couldn't walk barefoot. Yeah. So, and then you have another business who does upgrades and doesn't build a whole lot, but has ideas because they don't have investors. They don't have to go through all the hard work of, getting people to vote to upgrade or just, fix things, Wow. It's like, oh, so anyway. Hello. Yeah, I bartended for 3 years over at Sherry's Ranch. I look a lot different back then, trust me. There was a whole lot more of me. I was the plus size. I was like plus plus plus. I was a whole nother zip code. Oh yeah, I was a big and oh yeah, my butt was so big. I had not just one zip code, I had 3. One for each side and one for the middle. Man, I was so big. They called me Trensor. They called me the Omega. Yeah, it was amazing. I don't know what it was. It was after I had my daughter. I just slowly got. I just didn't give a shit no more. I really didn't. I think I went on. Anyone ever see by Adam Sandler Remote? Oh, you got to see that movie. It was what happened to me. I think it was after my daughter giving birth and dealing with all the stresses of, having a new child and stuff. I just went on like a remote. I just like fast forward to the better time, or, coming of better things to happen. And 2012, it was like I woke up. And boy, I looked in the mirror. Oh, my bat. I remember looking and going, ooh, damn. I remember my ex looking at me going, what do you mean you're fat? You've been this big. And I go, I'm taking more notice of, whoa. Yeah, I felt like I was dreaming. I really did. It took me about, I would always say 12, but I would say that I started to lose weight in, I started taking a real initiative in 2014. Then we were living in our RV, and it was 2015, and we were in Pahrump from November of 2015, and then it took us almost a year. I'd say a year, and the house that I'm in now. So, yeah. Yeah, you weirdo. My cat. Ooh. I want to go. Oh, come on. You know what? All right, let me tell you stories of flashing lights and people who were smoking weed and doing mescaline would go to school talking about flashing lights. My theory is I want to check it out, make sure some people, I don't care what they're saying, they could be going, I didn't do none. Yeah, I'll be judging that. But they can look scary. Yeah. That gives you an idea that bullshit artists weren't born yesterday. They may look scary. I would check it out. To be on the safe side, I'd be like, hmm, yeah. And, might be haunted. You got haunted trailers way out there. Oh, you may not want to ride a mare. Well, it sounds like your own adventure. Somebody's having their own adventure. Do, 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 do. Yeah, I had mine today. Mine included an ATM and two old fuckers. Hey, it is what it is. I'm not going to sit there and lie about it. I had entertainment for a good whole 5 seconds and then I got tired of it. Alright. Went back to my Jeep. And I bet you I would have been there a little bit longer if that guy didn't come before me. I let him come because I thought, I'll let that guy do something with them little fuckers. I bet you he said something because the one guy went and got his car and he got in the car. He must, oh, I'm going to go get the car and then we'll be off. Yeah. Oh. Would you quit showing your butt to everybody? Sorry. Are you showing your butt to everybody? I disappeared for a moment. Sorry, I blinked out. I don't care how scary something looks. There's always something. There's something to explain what's going on. If it's not explainable scientific, then we got something. We got proof of something. You know what I mean? UFOs are out there, or it could be spirits. You never know. Keep an open mind. That's what I usually say. Keep an open mind. But understand there are, you know, Barnum Bailey used to say, there's a sucker born every minute. Are you the sucker, or are you the person who's going to go, hey, it might be something else. It could be, oh, there's not much work out there and a lot of crack. I'm just putting it out there. It could be drugs. I got to take. So, yeah, could be drugs. Okay, I don't do this all the time. I just love my Java Junkie. Mmm. Well, it looks like everyone said goodbye, so I'm going to end. You have a wonderful day.